Hi there, thanks for joining me. Today I just want to give you a walkthrough of the brand new and improved Learn Copperplate Calligraphy on the iPad with Procreate. So this guide has existed for a while now. You guys have given me some great feedback as well as some things that I wanted to tweak with it. And since Procreate has updated and changed over time, all those things have been taken into account to bring a new and improved version. So after you purchase, you receive a PDF which has some really clear video instructions. So there's one on unzipping and installing the Procreate files that takes you through setting up the worksheets and your brushes. And then there's also one on how to use the worksheets. So this gives you tips and tricks on getting the most out of those worksheets. I'm not going to show you the installation process itself because that's taken through once you purchase, you get those instructions and they're really easy to follow. But I just wanted to give you a tour and a peek inside. So once you've installed everything, you've got 14 workbooks here. They're broken up into bite-sized modules that you can basically take on and practice sessions one at a time. So it goes through the basic strokes, and then we've got all the lowercase letters. There's 5 of those modules broken up into about 5 letters each. And then you've got the basic strokes for the uppercase letters and all the uppercase modules, which are broken into about 5 letters each as well. And then we've got a cheat sheet with all the letters, because sometimes I find, especially as well, when I started practicing, that you might just forget one letter and you need something that you can just easily keep in your gallery screen and refer to a project. You might just want to do a quick practice session. So that's great for that. We've got the numerals as well. So I'll just show you inside each document. So we've got a nice cover and it tells you the number. So workbook 1, lowercase basic strokes. And if you expand your layers panel, we've got a page for each of the strokes. So this is improved from the previous version to fit landscape-wise, full screen, and fits nicely in Procreate. And we've got little hints here that tell you downstroke. It tells you that this is a full pressure downstroke. So brushes are included, and the Copperplate brush is pressure sensitive. So that's created especially to work with these guides. These artwork layers are locked, so you can't accidentally write on those. And then there's another layer on top of each of those that is your practice layer. So you can use full pressure here, and you can even, there's little hints to erase away the top of the stroke. So I'll show you how to do that properly in the guide as well. Something I notice a lot of other guides don't provide is a way to also practice on your own while referencing the stroke. And I think that's really important. I believe it's a 3-stage process. First, you need to trace to build up that muscle memory. And then you need to be able to practice on your own with reference. And then you need to be able to practice without reference. Within each of the files, you'll find at the end, basically, once you've gone through the letter and you've done your tracing and you've done your own practice, then you've got another page which reviews each of the 5 letters of that module that you've learned. Finally, you get a blank guidelines page, which allows you to just refresh and practice what you just learned. And, being able to go through it a few times really reinforces it into your muscle memory. So the guide also shows you the stroke components of the letter. So you can see, so a G is made up of 2 strokes. There's your first stroke, here's your second. So that first version of the letter shows how to compose it. So then you'd run through and trace over that practice row, and then you'd have a go on your own. Also included in the guide is another guidelines brush, and that paints these exact guides. So this gives you your ascender area, your X height, and your descender. And this brush is really handy. So I'm just going to fill this with white so we can see over the top. I'll get my guidelines brush and just paint the guidelines. You can just paint that directly on to your layer, and you can also adjust it, either make it bigger or smaller, either by transforming the layer itself or increasing the brush size. So this is a really handy thing to have. I still use this combination of the guidelines and the Copperplate brush are my most used brushes. In every session I will I will use these. So it's really, really handy. To take you through the other modules, we've got the basic strokes for uppercase letters then. So this basic strokes file takes you through learning the components of the uppercase letters, and it's structured the same way. You've got your first illustrative version, the instructions, so that you can read through, see how the stroke is created. It tells you where to start the stroke as well, and then you can trace over these and then draw on your own there. So this goes through all your uppercase basic strokes. And then we have the uppercase letters. So again, just like the lowercase were compiled, we've got each of the letters on a page, and then at the end you have the summary page, which has the 5 letters all together, and then you have your blank guideline screen. So you can use these guides over and over again. These practice here layers are where you draw, so you're not drawing on the guide itself. You know, there you can use them again and again. And I'll just show you the final 2 modules, which is all the letters. So this goes through the lowercase. It again has another practice row, so you trace and then also draw on your own. So that goes through all the lowercase letters and then all of the uppercase letters. And finally, we just have the numbers. These last 2 are newly added. Numbers are really overlooked in calligraphy, and they are necessary. You know, you need to know how to write the numbers and how the strokes are constructed. So this guide takes you through in exactly the same way as the rest of the guide is presented. Great, so I hope you found this tour useful, and if you have any questions at all about Copperplate Calligraphy on the iPad, please reach out, Nicole at iPad Calligraphy, or you can get me on Instagram. Just send me a direct message and I'll get back to you. Take care, see you next time.